Stoicism is built on a simple but demanding observation about human life: the world is unpredictable, and suffering is unavoidable, but being ruled by suffering is not. The Stoics understood that pain, loss, uncertainty, and hardship are natural features of existence. What turns these events into lasting misery is not the events themselves, but the way the human mind reacts to them. Rather than attempting to control the outside world, Stoicism teaches mastery of the inner one. It trains the individual to respond to life with reason instead of impulse, with discipline instead of chaos, and with calm instead of fear. In doing so, it offers not comfort through illusion, but strength through understanding. Stoicism is not a loose collection of motivational ideas. It is a complete philosophical system, traditionally organized into three interconnected branches: ethics, logic, and physics. Together, these form a framework for understanding reality and living well within it. The core principles of Stoicism. At the center of Stoic philosophy is the belief that virtue is the highest good. Unlike philosophies that prioritize pleasure, success, or external achievement, Stoicism argues that a good life depends entirely on moral character. External circumstances may influence comfort, but they do not determine fulfillment. The Stoics taught that a person can live well under any conditions: wealth or poverty, freedom or imprisonment, power or obscurity, so long as they act with wisdom and integrity. To explain how this is possible, Stoicism relies on its three foundational disciplines. Ethics, living in accordance with virtue. Ethics is the heart of Stoicism. For the Stoics, the purpose of life is to live in harmony with reason and moral excellence. This means acting according to virtue regardless of circumstance. They identified four core virtues. Wisdom, the ability to judge clearly and act rationally. Courage, the strength to endure fear, pain, and adversity. Justice, fairness and moral responsibility toward others. Temperance, self-control and moderation in desire and emotion. External things, such as wealth, reputation, health, or power, were described as indifference. They are not inherently good or bad. What matters is how we respond to them. A person may lose everything and still live virtuously, while another may gain everything and live poorly. Logic, mastery of thought and judgment. Stoic logic is the discipline of clear and honest thinking. The Stoics observed that emotional suffering usually begins with distorted judgments. We exaggerate harm, assume intentions, or catastrophize outcomes, and then react emotionally to those false impressions. Through logic, the Stoic learns to pause and question thoughts before accepting them as truth. Is this event truly unbearable? Is this fear rational? Is this anger justified? By examining thoughts carefully, emotions lose their power to dominate behavior. Logic teaches that while we cannot always control what happens, we can always control how we interpret it. This mental discipline forms the foundation of emotional resilience. Physics, understanding nature and accepting reality. Stoic physics concerns the nature of the universe and humanity's place within it. The Stoics believe that the universe operates according to rational order and cause and effect. Everything that happens unfolds as part of a larger system beyond individual control. Rather than resisting reality, Stoicism encourages acceptance of nature as it is, not as we wish it to be. Change, loss, illness, and death are not personal injustices, they are natural processes. Living according to nature means understanding these limits and aligning one's actions accordingly. Acceptance does not mean passivity, it means clarity. When we stop fighting what cannot be changed, we conserve energy for what can. The dichotomy of control. One of the most influential Stoic ideas is the dichotomy of control. It divides life into two categories. Things within our control, our thoughts, judgments, choices, and actions. Things outside our control, other people, outcomes, chance, and fate. The Stoics taught that peace of mind comes from focusing entirely on the first category and accepting the second without resistance. Anxiety, frustration, and anger arise when we attempt to control what is fundamentally uncontrollable. By surrendering concern for outcomes and committing fully to right action, the Stoic achieves inner stability and clarity. The Stoic philosophers who lived the philosophy. Stoicism was not developed in isolation. It was shaped by individuals who lived under vastly different conditions, yet arrived at the same conclusions about human freedom and character. Seneca, Stoicism amid wealth and power. Lucius Annaeus Seneca was a Roman statesman, playwright, and advisor to Emperor Nero. Despite living in immense wealth and political influence, Seneca consistently warned against attachment to luxury and ambition. In his writings, especially letters to Lucilius, Seneca focused on preparing the mind for hardship, managing desire and fear, using time wisely, facing death without anxiety. He believed that adversity is not an enemy but a test of character. By imagining loss before it occurs, one becomes emotionally prepared and less fragile. Seneca's Stoicism addressed stress, power, anger, and excess, making his work strikingly modern. Epictetus, freedom beyond circumstance. Epictetus was born a slave, yet became one of the most influential Stoic teachers in history. His life demonstrated that freedom is not a political condition, but a psychological one. Epictetus taught that no external force can harm a person unless they allow it to shape their judgments. A person may be physically restrained yet mentally free, while another may be socially powerful yet enslaved by fear and desire. His teachings emphasized responsibility for one's own judgments, detachment from external approval, mastery of inner reactions. For Epictetus, philosophy was not intellectual entertainment, it was a daily discipline for achieving inner freedom. Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism on the throne. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome, ruling during wars, disease, and political instability. Despite immense responsibility, he practiced Stoicism privately through personal reflections later known as meditations. These writings reveal a man reminding himself to accept fate without bitterness, act justly without seeking praise, remain humble despite power, maintain calm amid chaos. Marcus Aurelius showed that Stoicism is not a philosophy of withdrawal, but one of responsibility. Even at the height of power, the Stoic task remains the same: govern the self before attempting to govern others. A philosophy that endures. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius lived vastly different lives, one wealthy, one enslaved, one emperor. Yet they reached the same conclusion: a good life is not determined by circumstance, but by character. Stoicism endures because it addresses the permanent conditions of human existence. It teaches resilience without bitterness, discipline without rigidity, and acceptance without surrender. In a world defined by uncertainty, Stoicism offers not control over life, but control over the self,